a month after a council of ministers serving under Niger's National Council for the Safeguarding of the Homeland, that's headed by Brigadier General Abdourahmane Tchiani, adopting on the Sunday of March 3, 2024, two decrees that will basically take the control of the country's major oil blocks from the hands of the China National Petroleum Corporation, or rather CNPC, and place them under the hands of the Nigerien Petroleum Products Company, that's locally known as Sonidep. China has finally reacted by sending a delegation to Niamey to get an understanding of what the decrees imply. We say this because, on the Monday of April 8, 2024, the China National Petroleum Corporation deployed to Niger a delegation that sought to meet the head of the junta, that is Brigadier General Abdourahmane Tchiani, and considering the fact that Niger and China currently have good relations, the military leader granted the Chinese delegation audience to listen to them and share a few thoughts regarding the future of their partnership. The China National Petroleum Corporation delegation had chosen the Chinese ambassador to Niger, Jiang Feng, as their representative, and in their conversation with the Niger junta, they expressed their desire to continue partnering with Niger in the exploration of the country's oil, contrary to the ongoing attempts by the junta to slowly kick him out, and finally see Niger take full control of its oil. But before we proceed to explaining to you in great detail what is really going on between the Chinese and the Niger junta, and why Brigadier General Abdourahmane Tchiani's administration might kick out China's CNPC from the significant control of Niger's oil that the multinational oil giant currently commands, take a listen at what the Chinese diplomat had to say in a press briefing after their discussions with Tchiani. The head of state did not hide his total satisfaction with the rational friendship and fruitful cooperation between China and Niger. And the head of state attaches absolute importance to political and economic sovereignty, and demands from the CNPC more contribution towards the development of Niger's oil industry. The CNPC, that's the Chinese company, has not only built a refinery to explore oil, but has also built the famous 2,000-kilometer long pipeline. It has also built many schools and many wells for the local inhabitants of Niger. As China's ambassador to Niger, I would like to reaffirm China's desire to strengthen the relations of friendship and cooperation between the two countries, to rebuild together the community with a shared China-Niger future. So, from what Ambassador Jiang Feng said here, perhaps we can say that the junta still wants to keep the Chinese around for a little bit longer and have them explore the lucrative resource. However, this does not change the fact that Tchiani and his cabinet members are planning day and night on how best to have full control over Niger's oil, control that is under the CNPC, just as mentioned earlier. In any case, just after the July 26, 2023 coup d'état, Brigadier General Abdourahmane Tchiani started showing all signs that he was considering awarding the country's Bilma oil project, that is under the control of the Chinese, to Sonidep. When such reports started spreading, some people didn't believe it. And come that Sunday of March 3, he not only granted Sonidep substantial access and control over the Bilma oil block in the north, but also added to its portfolio another oil project, that is the Agadem oil block, from where China's CNPC, which by the way is Niger's biggest oil investor that controls all the country's oil infrastructure, built an oil pipeline, running from the Agadem Rift Basin, to the Beninese port of Semei. With this Agadem crude oil export pipeline, Niger became an oil exporter, and it's actually believed that oil played a big role, as a motivator, in the ouster of President Mohamed Bazoum, on that July 26, 2023. This is because, right before the military junta upsetting the course of Niger's history, by overthrowing President Mohamed Bazoum, a special council of ministers had been set to be held on July 27, and on that day, President Bazoum's administration was set to pass a strategic decree, authorizing the creation of Petro-Niger, with the new company's main objective being to take over the management of the country's oil resources, basically to do same thing as what Brigadier General Tchiani is seeking to have Sonidep do. And while reacting to the granting of Sonidep more powers to participate in the development of the country's oil sector, the Sonidep Director General Colonel Ali Saibu Hussein said in that March that the junta has no issues with the current partners and will solicit their services where needed, as and when needed. That, however, Niger has its own local engineers and other professionals specializing in oil extraction, refinery and development of petroleum products, and will utilize their services and only seek the services of foreign partners where necessary. It is a grandiose and very major event, and those who are truly in the field of oil know the golden rule of what was supposed to be done. About the expertise, we are talking about it. It can be bought, it can be rented, and it is up to us to use our good conscience to look for financial and technical partners to support us.
Notre offensive, chercher les partenaires financiers et techniques pour nous accompagner. Tout le monde s'est fait accompagner.
Everyone has been supported at some point, and as we move in this direction, these partners are going to stay around for us to be able to talk about modalities, because if there is something that will benefit the people, we cannot rule it out.
De donner des strapontins aux Nigériens. Ça, c'est à écarter. On est dans une autre dynamique.
We are in another dynamic, where it is Niger first. And it is not always good for a country to take itself hostage. It is not good.
Je n'ai rien contre ces partenaires. Nos partenaires, ils sont très bien. Ils nous ont aidés à produire.
I have nothing against these partners. Our partners are very good. They helped us to produce, and thus we will perhaps continue to work with them on other aspects. And if there are aspects on which we will ask for their expertise, we will work with them. But there are aspects on which we will put our attention elsewhere. But if there is a financial and technical partner who must work with us, there must be a well-thought contract or policy to guide us through the same, and it's possible. The state has invested in human resources. At the level of the Ministry of Oil, there are engineers, and they are ready to come and support us, and the request has been made, so this will be the case. With the title of National Operator, I think that Sonidep will have the possibility of coming to the field, and we need an act for Sonidep to sell in the name of the state of Niger, because until then, it won't.
La Sonidep va vendre au nom de l'État du Niger.
Sonidep will also have to be a party to the transportation or supply contract. That will allow us to be ahead of our partners, who today have monopoly in this matter.
Ça nous permettra d'être en face du partenaire qui a la majorité.
Anyway, if you found this video to be interesting, leave a comment on the Sahel region, and don't forget to subscribe before leaving, because more updates on what's happening in the region are coming.